Okay, hi, I'm Jason Kronwitter, and I just want to tell my story about Bitcoin. It's not an unusual story. Lots of people have a similar one. But basically, I purchased one Bitcoin, and it took me a long time to do it. Buying Bitcoin for the first time is very difficult for everybody, so if you're feeling that, that's totally normal. Uh, when I finally did get my Bitcoin, I started trading alternative currencies, the cryptocurrencies, and I got lucky on a couple of them. And so I was able to turn my Bitcoin into several Bitcoin, and then now I've got a business where I sell Bitcoin to the public. And so that's where I'm at now. I'm a math teacher, but now I have a business where I sell Bitcoin. I do both, and hopefully I won't be a math teacher that much longer.
Good deal. So what advice do you have for people that are looking to start to get involved with Bitcoin or any kind of cryptocurrency?
Well, first start on Wikipedia just to find out what it is, or even just test your own knowledge to see if you really do know what it's about. Get there, learn some of the vocabulary, some of the sites will be on there. Go to those sites. You'll want to learn about getting a wallet. There's lots of places to get wallets, so that's even overwhelming when you start looking into that because there's so many of them now, and we can help you with that. We can give you a list of good wallets to start with. Then once you have a wallet, then you're going to want to purchase some Bitcoin, and we can give you a bunch of places to buy it. You can buy it from us, or you can buy it from Coinbase, or you can go on local Bitcoins. There's plenty of resources out there to buy Bitcoins at this point. It wasn't always the case. But one of the problems is buying Bitcoin with cash. It's just hard to do. If you want to buy it from Coinbase, you have to set up a link with your bank account, and since it's not a cash transaction, local Bitcoins provides that ability to buy things with cash.
Yep.
So I want to go through some of the frequently asked questions. This comes up a lot. First one is wallets. What is it? So first, a wallet is a place where you store the Bitcoin. It's also where you send it and also where you receive it. And you have codes, addresses, where you send your address to somebody and then they can send you Bitcoin. They can send their address to you. You can send them Bitcoin, and that's all done through the wallet. A wallet is a little window that's on your computer screen, and on it has all the information, how much Bitcoin you have in there, all the transactions that happened, what you've received, what you've sent, and the whole history is in there. And these wallets are what make up the Bitcoin network. Everybody has a wallet, and every wallet is exactly the same in the sense that it has the entire history of Bitcoin on it. So my wallet has the entire history on it, yours will, everybody's does, and that's why it can never be hacked, because if somebody were to get in there and try to create some Bitcoin and put it on a wallet, they would have to put it on every wallet in existence, and they couldn't do that, and that's why it can never be hacked. So that's one of the frequently asked questions as well, is, well, can it be hacked, or can't somebody create Bitcoin? It's virtual anyway. It can't. That's part of the new technology, is that kind of stuff can't happen. The fact that it's completely distributed out to millions and millions of people protects it from a single individual hacking in and gaining access to it. So that's another part of it that's new and exciting, is that it's peer-to-peer and it's open source. So there's no central committee or central bank running the show. Bitcoin is a gift to humanity by an anonymous donor, and it's new technology that is dispersed all throughout the world, and that's what makes it unhackable. So I've just addressed two questions there, the wallet and then the hacking issue. The next question that comes up a lot is, how do I get it? Where do I buy it? I think the easiest place to buy Bitcoin is Coinbase. If you want, for somebody who's just getting started, that's the place to go. Now you're going to pay a little bit more, and you're going to wait a little bit longer to get it. You're going to wait at least a week. You're going to agree to buy it at a certain price, and you will not get the Bitcoin in your hand for over a week. And if you're a new account, it might be longer because you might have to set things up. But it's a reliable source, and you can lock in a price. Even though it takes you a while to get it, the price is locked, and they do make it easy to do. It's just that when you're buying something like that, you do have to spend some time linking your bank accounts and putting your ID in and taking pictures of yourself and making sure they know that you're a legitimate person. But I think Coinbase is probably the easiest place to get started. The next place would be local Bitcoins. That's some place where you can go on there and you can find somebody nearby you and just meet up with them at Starbucks and buy some Bitcoin. You can hand them cash, and then they can give you the Bitcoin through the escrow service that's provided by local Bitcoin. That's an excellent place to start. I meet lots of people who are buying Bitcoin for the first time. In fact, every day that I hold ads up there, I get somebody who's buying Bitcoin for the first time, and they're totally freaked out and they don't know what to do. They don't even know what a wallet is, but they heard that they need Bitcoin, or someone needs to buy prescription medicine or something in Canada and they want to get some Bitcoin. And there's just so many different stories for why people need Bitcoin, but the one common thread is that they're all freaked out. They don't know how to do it. They don't know what it is. And so if you're feeling that way, you're not alone. That's part of the process. So the next question is, what are cryptocurrencies, and what is this new technology? That's a difficult thing for someone to absorb right away. And so I can talk a long time about it, but at some point it's overwhelming. So we'll just stick to some of the basics. So the new technology is a distributed network of wallets where you can send. It's like sending money through email. That's one way to think of it. And in fact, it is a protocol like email is for sending and receiving information. And so this Bitcoin thing is just one of many cryptocurrencies, and that's what happens is when you start looking into this, you start seeing that there's all kinds of other cryptocurrencies, and then that gets confusing because you say, well, why would I go with Bitcoin when there's all these others, and then they're going up in price, 100% a day sometimes, and 10 times in 3 weeks. And so they're doing all this, they have this action, you can be making money in these other cryptocurrencies. So the question starts coming up is, which one should I pick? Why should I pick Bitcoin? Maybe that one's already done its move, and so it's not worth it to invest in it. So let's address that issue. Bitcoin is the base for all cryptocurrencies. If I want to buy another cryptocurrency, I probably have to buy Bitcoin first. That's the easiest way to get into those cryptocurrencies. So for that reason, everything always defaults back to Bitcoin. And then because of that, that's the one that you want to invest in my opinion, because even if you can leave Bitcoin for a little while and go into one cryptocurrency and make some money, ultimately you're going to come back to Bitcoin or dollars. And so you want to, and also you want to have an anchor. So all these other ones come and go, but Bitcoin's always there. And it's been around the longest. The most wallets are out there. The market cap, if you want to look that up, that's in the $14-15 billion. And you look at the market caps for other coins, it's much, much lower, orders of magnitude lower. For those reasons, Bitcoin is the one to look at. Now, there are other ones that are starting to become more robust, and they have other features, and so people are investing in those as well. And you can certainly look into those, and you can certainly make money in those. But ultimately, it's just Bitcoin for a while. And if you're looking to invest, Bitcoin is the one that has been the best performing asset in the world. Cryptocurrencies, in fact, have done better than everything else in an environment where everybody's looking for yield. They can't get any money in the bank, and the stock market has been pretty good, but everybody's waiting for it to fall, so people are hesitant about that. But the cryptocurrencies have been really taking off, and so that's why it has been a good investment and seems to indicate that it'll continue to be. We're going to talk about why we should be buying Bitcoin, or at least our opinion is that we should be buying Bitcoin, and so we'll try to support that opinion. So it's been an asset class that has increased in value tremendously over the last few years. One of the best asset classes in the world. So that's past history. That doesn't necessarily imply future. but it is an indicator, and so we believe that the past performance does indicate future performance, and that's why we're continuing to invest in Bitcoin, even though it's at all-time highs right now. So that's our opinion. Why? It's a new technology. It's relatively unknown, but when you do find out about it and you get into it, you realize there's tremendous demand all over the world. So even if you're not noticing it where you live right now, all over the world, in South America, in Africa, Asia, it's just tremendous demand. Europe, actually, the United States is probably one of the lower ends of countries that are adopting Bitcoin. So if you look into that, you can see that there's tremendous activity with Bitcoin. And then you say, well, what would I use it for? And the answer to that is maybe nothing right away. It depends on who you are and what your particular needs are. You may not be able to find any use for your Bitcoin right away, other than maybe as an investment. But people are using it, and some of the things that they use it for, I mentioned in a previous video, they purchase Bitcoin in order to buy other cryptocurrencies and trade that. That is a major reason why people buy Bitcoin, is to get into that space through investment. And it's hard to do that with dollars. So that's one way. But another place that Bitcoin is being used is to send money all over the world. Western Union and other money transfer companies charge a tremendous percent on these transactions, and Bitcoin is just a fraction of what they charge. And so those companies actually have a problem, because people are starting to adopt Bitcoin and just sending it anywhere in the world 24/7, 7 days a week, and the people who receive it just have to convert it back into their local currency, and that's cheap to do too. So that's one of the major ways that people are using it. And then lots of companies are accepting Bitcoin now because they can avoid the credit card fees. So there's an incentive for companies to accept it. They may not get too many transactions, but any transaction that they do get is void of the credit card fees. And also, companies want to accept Bitcoin, especially if they have an internet business, because they don't have the liability of holding people's information. They're holding people's credit card information, and they're also holding their addresses. Well, they do that anyway if they're delivering, but the credit card information has all that as a part of it. So they have to spend a lot of money and energy to protect that information, often having to hire third parties to do it for them. And so if you just accept Bitcoin, a lot of that goes away. They don't have to hold people's Bitcoin addresses, and they also don't have to hold their credit card information. So that's why businesses want to accept Bitcoin. And lastly, I want to address the issue of, is it too late to buy Bitcoin? Has it already made its move? Has it already played itself out? I think that we're basically at the same stage as email was in 1995, around there. It was starting to be used by a few people, but most people, when they heard about it, they just didn't know what it was and had no interest in it and weren't planning on doing it anytime soon. And so that's most people for Bitcoin right now. People are starting to hear about it because the price is high and it passed the price of gold. Those are sort of historical markers for the price of Bitcoin. But it could just as easily go down now. So this isn't an endorsement for the price going up and up and up. It goes up and it goes down. But as far as it being at the front end or the back end of its trajectory, I think it's at the beginning. I think most people don't know about it. More and more people every single day are buying their first Bitcoin, and I see that in my own business. People calling me up, I have to basically coach them through the whole thing, because they want to buy Bitcoin, but they just don't know what they're doing. They're brand new to it. So that, to me, seems like evidence that the Bitcoin rage is really only beginning.